quickly I will let you know as well. So this today we are going to talk about how to work on the loops, text actions, and the date and time actions, and file folder compression actions. Then, if time permits, we will look at the Excel automation as well. So this is the agenda of today's session. We already explored some of the loops in our previous session. So we already explored how to do for each, right? For each, and also we explored this loop also as part of the first session. So I will use a same CSV file again. Read from CSV file. And I will enable first line contains header. Then let's use a loop. So for each, we know how to iterate the table. We will get the items and current item. And the data row, we can see it from the current item. So this we all know how to work with the for each. Now we will look for the other options. Okay, so we will use this loop. So here we have to start from 0 and we have to stop our loop on the data table overall row count, right? So what we will do, we will create a set variable first. Set variable, then total rows, and CSV table. You can get the total rows from here. If you expand the table, you can see the rows count. You can choose this, then we will get the total rows count. Okay, I will run now. So we have total 31 rows. And it starts from 0 and ends with 30. Total 31 rows, right? So we have to iterate manually. So we can use this loop and start from this 0, right? Always the data table starts from 0, 0 row, and ends with total rows minus 1 and increment by 1. So now you can see the index also. So this is our info CSV table. We can give like this for now. Let's see whether it works or not. Since we already explored this, I will move this to bottom. We will explore this. So here you can see it's fetching the first row. And similarly, you can mention the number of rows, right? So again, we can use another set variable. This is you can keep as a loop index or loop row. If we start from 0, then you can make a required changes here also. It will start from loop rows, right? Loop rows. So it will start from 0 and it will end by 31 minus 1. That means 30th row, and it will increment by 1, right? So now in the loop index, we can mention here Okay, now we can run now. For each and every time, it will return the corresponding data row. So this is the row, I mean the first one, 098 2025 West Charlie laptop, and we will iterate further. Again, this is the second line. So this is another way of iterate the tables. So we used for each, right? So similar way, we can do it manually also, but it would require some additional effort to iterate. But if you use for each, that is a straightforward. You don't need to handle any loop index, etc. Okay. So another loop is loop condition. So it iterates a block of action as long as specified conditions prove to be true. Okay. For example, you can use this 1 equal to 1. Okay. And you can check, for example, if you try to download some files from website and it will store in your local system, right? So those cases, you can use this loop condition. You can put while 1 equal to 1, and you can use if file exist. So you can give the path, some path in your local folder. Anyway, it will after download, that file will be stored in your local only, right? For example, let's take this a reaction script and try to download from the internet. Once it is exist, then I want to come out from this loop. Okay. So I will add one more condition. If that file is exist, I want to come out from this loop. If file is not exist, it will continuously, iterate in this loop till we find the file in the specific folder. Okay, I will run now so that you will understand. For now, I am having that file. I will delete that. Delete that. So that is script. Okay, I deleted. And if you run, it will keep run. It's an endless loop, I would say. Okay, each and every time it iterates and it will go for the C drive and it will check my file is exist or not. So this kind of loop you can utilize for the downloading a file. Okay, so the moment when I create a text file, we create a new text file. New text file. Reassign script. That loop got exit from that, right? See, it automatically now exit from that loop. So this is how this endless loop works. So it will you can utilize this loop for very specific scenarios like downloading the files, or if you want to wait for for example, in the Excel file, you are doing some SAP execution. So each and every time it will write something on your status column. So you can make your flow wait till you see some value on the last column. Okay, you can target this cell and you can do that also. So I don't want to confuse more. That is what I'm giving a simple example. So if you want to download the file from internet, and you can utilize similar actions and you can use this loop. So till your bot find the file in your local drive, it will goes on the it will go on the continuous loop. Once the file is exist, then it will come out from the loop. This is how it works. Is it clear, Vikas and Neha?
This file exit If file exit, where you got this action?
In file, if you just type file exist, you will get from the file itself, file package. That we will explore, after this loops, we will explore file and folders. Okay, then exit loop. When you satisfied with the result, you can exit from the loop. So you can leverage this exit loop here. Okay, and if you want to move to the next loop, you can use the next loop. It's again straightforward only. You can put out some condition. If condition is not satisfied, you want to move to the next iteration, you can use the next loop. Okay, so now we are explored all this action under the loop package. Okay, so next let's talk about text actions. In text actions also we have explored some of them already. So what I will do, I will take this, I will put it in the subflow. Maybe for others, maybe can refer this data. So this is oops. Okay, so now let's talk about the text action. So you can segregate your codes using the region also. So here we can mention text action, text actions. Okay, so here we will see how the text package actions. So whenever you do the conversions, right? It's already we seen how to convert the text to numbers, and similarly it will works reverse. I mean, if you try to convert the numbers to text, maybe first we will explore that. So first I will create a set variable here. This is total sales. 2050. Okay. Let's see how it look like. I mean, we'll try to understand the data type now. So this is the total sales. You can see this is a numeric value. So if you want to convert them into the text, okay, you can convert them into the text using convert number to text. Okay. So I'm just taking the total sales. Decimal 2 is fine. So this is our actual total sales, numeric value. We try to convert them into the text. The converted text you can see here. So it comes to the decimal. If you don't want the decimal, you can change that option. And there is a separator for 1000 as well. So that also you can change it here. So you don't need a separator for thousands. You can turn off. And a decimal also you don't want, you can keep it 0. 1015. This is the numeric value. You convert it to the text. So you can see this is a text value. Okay. So this is how you have to convert your numbers to text. Okay. Now we've seen these two. Let's explore convert date time to text also. Okay. So you expand the date and time. Already yesterday we seen how to get the current time. So just drag and drop. You will get the current date and time. If you want to change the time zone, that also possible. You can change that. Or if you want to get in the custom input, you can do that also. Okay. Let's go with the same system time zone. Okay, now I have the current time. If you look at this, this is the date time, right? And if you want to convert that into the text, you can use this option, convert date time to text. And you can take current date time, and you can choose your format, short date or long date. So you can see here how it look like. If you use a long date, it should be like this. And if you use short date, it should be like this. And for each and every format, you can see the sample here. So full date time, full date in long time, general time, or if you want to keep short, let's keep short for now. Okay, so this is fine. I mean, if you go with the standard, these are the options we have. And if you want to use the custom, you can use custom also. You can keep like DD, EM, and YYY, right? So these are also possible. So you can do the custom formatting also. Okay. So I'm go with the custom formatting now. Okay, so this is my current date time. You can see the data type is current, sorry, date time format, and I converted that into my custom format. That is a text value now. Okay, and I converted it the 24 format. Previously it was AM PM, right? So if you want to add, hours or minutes or second, you can use this and do a date time. So I will drag and drop before the conversion part. Okay. For example, the current time is 3:23. Okay. 3:23. I want to add 2 hours for that. Okay. So I can mention 2 hours here and time unit is 2. Okay. So once that is done, I want to store the same variable. Okay. Now you can see here, this is 3:24:06. After we add 2 hours, the time is 5:24. Okay. Then we can convert into the text value. So usually where we will use this current get current date and time is for logging, right? For logging, we can use this format. Okay. How to use a we will explore that also, but I will cover this right now. File, you can create a log, you know, log files using these actions. Okay, write text to file. Okay, write text to file. You can place it wherever you want, and you can keep it your file path where you want to write the file. Okay, so for example, I will use this part and logs dot text. Okay, this is my log file. And text, what text I want to write here. So I can first use the get current date and time. So whenever you capture any logs, right, we need the current date and time. Okay. So here I will use the get current date and time. Okay. So this maybe you can keep this bot name also in the first line. Bot name bot name A4 and where we are executing. This is we placed on the line number 3, right? So line number 3 and message. What message I want to give? Uh, line number or maybe action get current daytime action executed successfully at you can mention your timestamp. Okay, now let's see how it works. Okay, so let's go and check the log file. So this is the log file. You can see here bot name, day 4 session, line number 3, and message get current date time action executed successfully at what time, that the particular action executed, we capture that timestamp here. So this is how you have to use the date time packages in Power Automate system. Okay. So that's all on the date and time. And if you want to subtract the date and time, that also feasible. We have the similar action for that. How we used add to date rates. Same way, you can use subtract data as well. So I will place it here. So from that is current date and time, and you can mention 2 days minus. Okay. The 2 days is 17, and if you minus that, probably it will become 15, right? So let's check that. So must be written then. Okay. Subtract date. Okay. So here we have to mention the another date here. Sorry. So what we will do, I will place it is also here. If you want to subtract two date and times, right? We can use this. This is we can consider current date time 1. Okay. This is current date time 2. And after that, we will add 2 more days from the current date. Okay. So 2 more days from the current date. So here what we will get? We will get 17, and in the current date time 2, we will get 19. Then we will do the subtract, okay, between the two dates. So here I will put 1 here and 2 here. Now we will get the difference. Okay. Now I will run again. Okay. So the current date and time is current date time one is 2025 8/17, and another date time is this is 2 current date time. Okay. Something went wrong. Add two dates. Okay. Now we will get. I will execute that again. Okay, so now you can see this is the first date and time, and this is the second date and time. Then we will do the subtraction, and this is the difference. So difference is 2 days. Okay, and if you want to get the difference in different format, now we get the difference in days, right? If you want to get it in the seconds, minutes, hours, that also possible. You can use wisely on this. Okay. Maybe we'll try to get the hours difference between these two dates. So total 48 hours is the difference between these two dates. Okay. So we explored the date and time. Now let's go back to the text here. Okay. Now we explore text to number, number to text, convert text to date and time. I mean, it's again straightforward. If you converted the date time to text, then in the reverse, if you want to do, you can utilize this one. Okay. Then this is on the date and time. Okay, I will keep it as a separate flow. Now let's go back to the text action. Okay, so again I will create one new variable here, and this is my text. Okay, text value. I will give some I will assign some value here. Uses natural language processing to extract the structured entities like dates. Okay. This is my sample value. And now we can explore some other actions in the text packages. Okay. Now I want to change the text case. Okay. For example, it is using a camel or maybe the first letter which only in the caps. If I want to change the case of this text, we can utilize this change text case. Okay. So this is our input text value. Okay. And if you want to convert all the text cases into uppercase, you can use this. Okay, so the text value, you can see this is our actual text value. And after converted, it becomes like this. Okay. Okay, then next actions. If you want to get some random text, I mean, I really don't know like where we will use this kind of actions, but we have this generate a random text also. Okay, so you can drag and drop. It will give some random text. Okay, you can mention whatever the number of length and maximum length, etc. And you can give the combinations. You want the uppercase or lowercase, digits, use symbol, right? So based on this, all this combination, it will generate some random text. For example, I want to generate some text between 6 to 15, okay, characters. Maybe it contains all this, maybe it may contains uppercase, lowercase, digits, symbols, etc. Maybe if you want to generate some random password, you can utilize this. Okay. So I will run this now. So now it will generate some random password for. Okay. And if you want to tweak the condition, if you don't want any symbols here, you can disable that. And if you don't want any lowercase, that also you can disable. Okay. So let's keep the minimum length little high. Maybe let's keep 10. So now it will generate the random password that should be between 10 to 15 characters, and it contains uppercase letters and some digits. Okay. Here we go. This is the output of that particular action. Okay. So this is on the create a random text. Okay. Now I will make this as a year. Okay, I will give this as a 2025. Okay, so 2025 is fine. I will explore join text now. Okay. Specify the list of join. Okay, just a minute. Okay. I will first show this 25/8/2025. So this is my for example, DOB, date of birth. Okay. So if you want to do the replacement of the date, you can use replace text here, and you can pass the DOB is the variable. Okay. Text to find is if that date contains 25, I want to replace with 31st. Okay. And we have some other options as also. So when you are creating a bot for invoice processing, and it will try to extract the data from PDF files and all that, this text action is more crucial there. So try to understand all the required actions here, how it works, and what are the parameters mostly are using. Okay. So if you have the regular expression, you can use the regular expression also. And this is something mentioning about the case. If you want to stick with the case of the characters, something like that, then you can use case also. If you don't want to check the case, sensitive, you can turn on that. Okay. So now we will run this now. So now it will be replaced 25th by 31st. So this is the replaced text. So the date of birth previously 25, I replace the 25 with 31st. Okay. So apart from that, if I want to reverse the text, I mentioned my date of birth, right? So let's reverse the text. Now it should appear first year and month, then no, 5 to it will, I mean the complete reverse string. So it will show 5202. Yeah. If you want to do the reverse of your any variables value, you can leverage this reverse text action in the tab. Okay. Then apart from that, if you want to append any values, for example, the DOB, if you want to append the birth time, for example, I will add 1 o'clock. You can use this action. Directly also you can append, but it's the another way of doing it. So this is the result. So this is how the append line to text works. And now we take one more variable. Let's give this a sample text. Okay, if you want to get the subtext of this particular variable, you can leverage the get subtext. Okay, so you can see the hint here. It retrieves a subtext of the text value, specifying the start index and length. Okay, so I will take the sample value here, sample text, and starting position. So if, for example, I want to get the first 5 characters or 4 characters. Okay, so character position start from excuse me, character position start from 0, and length of number of characters we can mention 4. Okay, first of 4 characters only I want to extract from this sample text. Okay, so I will mention 4 here. Now we will get the subtext of the particular variable, sample text variable. So this is my full sample text value that having users natural language processing to extract structure entities. I mentioned some characters, then it is extracted the subtext of the sample text value. So it extracted only the users, the first 4 characters. That is how we configure it. Okay, so character position is to start from 0, then it will extract the first 4 characters. This is overall length. And if you want to extract the first 10 characters, you can change the number of characters. So it will extract the first 10 characters. Okay. And the crop text, it will work slightly similar. So retrieves the text that occurs before and after between the specified text flags. Okay. For example, I'm using the same sample text. I want to extract the value between users and language. Okay, so I will use both flags here. Okay, or if you want to extract the text before specific flag, that also possible. Or if you want to extract the text after specific flag, that also possible. So we have the 3 modes here. Okay, now I want to extract the data, whatever we have in the between, in the between of users and processing. Okay, so this my starting flag is users and processing. Between whatever the data we have, I want to crop it. Okay, so where is that? So this is the crop text you can see here. Now with this the full value of sample text. Now we mentioned the two flags here. I mean, what are the two flags here? Starting flag is users, ending flag is processing. I mean, in the between, what are the text it's available, it will extract in the crop text. Okay, and it will return two parameters. One is the crop text and is flag found. Is flag found means if you are able to find that both flag whatever you mentioned in the those parameters, then it will show the is flag found equal to true. Else it will show false. Then crop text it's an empty value. Okay, so I mean, maybe you go through the video, and if you have any queries, you can ping me. We will connect and we will discuss on that.
Yes, yes.
So the crop text, I think we are fine. Then let's use a trim text. Okay. So trim text, mostly we will require this when you do the extraction. Sometimes if you do the data stacking website, you will get the data table. Sometimes the data table values contain some white spaces as well in the maybe beginning or end. So if you try to do the matching, if you try to do the if conditions, you are not able to match those texts because of the white spaces it contains maybe the beginning or end. So those times you can use this trim text. For example, here I will give some white space here, white space at the last. Okay, so you can see that there is a clear gap between before the users and after the dates as well. So let's use a trim text now. Let's pick the sample text. Okay, so I am using both. I want to trim the white space in the beginning and end. Okay, let's see the output. So this is our actual input value, which contains a white space. You can see the white space here and end. After trim, there is some white space in the beginning. So you can use the trim text wherever you have the white space in our actual data. Okay. So apart from that, we explore replace. Maybe we will see the join text. Okay, so join text. This is the list to join. Maybe I will create some text list now. Okay. So list, I'm creating a list here. Let's create this as an employee name. And I will add some value to that list. Add item, employee name. Likewise, I will add a couple of items there. Neha, Vikas. Okay, now we'll do the join here. Specify the list to join. You can mention employee name and delimiter is separate. I mean, we know we don't have any delimiter here. You can see the join text once it is executed. So this is our employee name list, right? So we have the 0th index, 0, first Neha and Vikas. So after you join, this is our Dino, Neha, Vikas. Okay, this is how you can join your text. Similar way, it works for split and yeah, similar way it works for split, and we will see the past text as well. Okay, so here let's bring back our sample text value, and we can use this now as text to process a sample text, text to find. Maybe I will use natural. You can get how many the text, whatever the text you try to find, right? How many occurrence occurrence is there in the particular variable, you can get it in the parse text. Okay, for example, invoice, or maybe what is the right example here? Okay, maybe if you search for the invoices, right? Invoices maybe you have in some era, and you want to check how many times that same invoice occurred in the particular variable. So those cases you can utilize this parse text. Okay. So here I'm just checking the natural keyword is find how many times in the my variable sample text. Okay. So starting position is 0, and that is fine. If you want to find only the one occurrence, first occurrence or multiple occurrence, so both are possible here. Here I mentioned first occurrence only. So it will return the position of that particular natural beginning letter. Okay. For example, if I run this, it will return the n character position number. Okay. So I will run the parse text now. So position is 15th. Okay. So you can see here, if we have some white spaces, if you consider that, probably it should be in the 15th position, right? Or maybe if you change the natural into language, it will give the different position number where exactly that language is appearing on the particular variable. Okay, so I will give one more example also. For example, invoice number. Okay. Okay, for example, if I want to check how many times my invoice number is mentioned in this text, you can use the parse text and you can mention the invoice number here. And you can mention, I mean, you can disable this actually, in the first occurrence only. It will check the entire complete values, then it will show the number of position in the list. Okay. See here, if you want only the first occurrence, that is the position. Okay. See here, this is the position. It will return only one values. Okay. If you want to check the entire variables, and it will check and it will return back the position numbers in list value. Okay. Now see here, it is position. If you turn off, it becomes a positions. Okay, it will return back in the list value. Okay, so it checked actually, then it found that invoice number appears on the A 51 position and 90th position, and this is the list value. Okay, and if you want to do check only the first occurrence, you can turn off or turn on this one, and it will show the only the first occurrence 8 out. See, this is now written only the first occurrence 8. Okay, so this is how that parse text works in the for augmented stuff. And you can use escape text for the regular expressions. Is something like if you give the white space, it will separately give you a kind of identification to recognize that, and recognize entries. Maybe you can see some example. Uh, Text to recognize. Okay, so this is my date of birth. Okay, this is my phone number or my email ID. Okay, so this is my email ID, and I will give my mail ID here. Okay, it will understand the pattern. Okay, what are the text you have? It will extract only the value based on the configured entity type. If, for example, this is contains email, it will return the email ID. Okay, even if you give any values, it will focus on only the email ID. It will extract the email ID. Okay. If you want to get the numbers, okay, for example, currency. Okay, I mentioned some currency here, $45. It will scan the entire text and it will return only the currency values. Okay. If we have one currency value, it will show only the 45. If we have multiple, that also it returns in the list value. Okay. Let's test the, maybe let's test this now. Okay. So entity. Okay, so we can see here there is a two rows, $60, $45. The original text is, this is how it appears in our sample text variable. Okay, so it extracted the entities based on the configured entity type. Okay, now I change back currency to my email ID, right? So I want to extract the email ID here. So I mentioned two email ID here. Now it will focus on only the email ID, then it will extract that. See, this is my email ID, whatever I mentioned, the text. So it will help you, help you on the scenarios where you do the complete document scanning and you want to retrieve some entities based on the predefined configuration, right? For example, just extract all the email IDs from this scanned document. So those scenarios you can utilize this recognized entities in the text. So in the backend, how it works, it uses the regular expression. Based on the regular expression, it will apply the regular expression in this text and it will extract the relevant information. And if you want to check in the different language, you can mention the language also. That's also possible. Okay. Is clear? Because Neha.
Yep.
Okay. Neha, you're able to follow me. I'm trying to give simple examples only. If you're not able to follow me, please let me know. Okay, then if you want to create a kind of HTML content, you can create this, utilize this create HTML content. Yesterday we created it for table. For those scenarios, we can utilize this create HTML content. Okay, so this is all on the text packages. Okay, so now we covered the loops, text, date and time. So what is next? Files and folder compression functions. Okay. I will just move into text actions. Okay, now let's see files package. So we have a lot of options to interact with files and folders. You can see here if you want to check any files, you can leverage this if file exists, and you can do the copy, move, delete, rename, etc. Right? So we already seen this read text, sorry, write to CSV file, right? So similar way, we can write a text also. Okay. So I will drag and drop this. Maybe this is again you can utilize for the login mechanism. Previously used text file only. This time maybe we will use CSV, write CSV file. Value to write. value to write, you can mention the current. We will get timestamp now. Get current time. Then we will do the login here. Okay. So current daytime 3, daytime running bot name. We can mention the bot name. Day for session bot, and you can keep the file path here. So the path training logs.csv. Okay, so we will write it here. Okay, this is fine. I will click on the save, and we have other options. If we have the file already exists, we can override the content, or we can append also. I will go with append now. Okay, running the file as bot data table data row or list. Okay, so to write in the CSV, we have to pass maybe the data row or list. Okay, so let's use a list now. Logs list, and then let's add the item. First, we will add the date and time. Date, time, and what is our list? Logs list, right? Logs list. Similarly, we can have one more item for the bot name. Bot name, day 4 session, and the message is it execute line number 5 successful. Okay, then we can pass this value here, logs list. Okay, let's run this now. Okay, now it is created the CSV file. Okay, so date and time and bot name. Okay, now I will try to run this again. It will not replace the CSV file. Instead, it will do the append operation only, because that is how we created that by to CSV file action. Okay, I just open it again. See here, there is another entry. So first it got executed at 4 o'clock, 4.120 seconds, and the second one is 4 o'clock 1 and 45 seconds. So this is how you can create a CSV file. We already seen how to create the text file, right? Now we will see the other options, what we have in the files. So file exists already, we check. If you want to check any file is exists on a specific folder, you can utilize this. Maybe in this scenario, I will check my log CSV file is exist or not. Okay. CSV file is exist or not, I will check. Then I will do the writing here. Okay. So if my file is exist, I can do the append operations. Okay. So here, if file is exist, we will do the append content. Okay. If it is not exist, let's go for the else condition now. If not exist, I will copy the same again. I will do the small changes on the right to CSV file. So if it is not exist, first I will create the file, override the existing content, or maybe you can create a file also. That also possible. Create. So we already creating a file here that itself sufficient here. Okay. So this is how you can play with the if file exist conditions. Okay. Now I will run. It
Yeah,
will go
so
for the else conditions. Yes. Tell me.
so you
Okay.
you just after the else you just drop all copy the action sent today. Will it not be wise? We would have created a subflow there and just use it in else.
Sorry, come again. What was the question?
So what we did, write CSV,
Yeah.
okay, line number 6 and line number 12. The difference between
Mhm.
write CSV is only that one is
Yeah, yeah, correct,
pending.
correct. Yes, yes, agree. Yeah, we can do that way also. Yes, this is again reuse, right? Why we have
Okay,
created separately.
as a
We can
subflow.
keep it here. Yeah, yeah, we can keep it here also. Yeah, this way also it works.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, so this is on the if file exist. Okay, so again, if you're trying to download the file from internet, right? Maybe you may wait, you may need to hold your bot till that file write in your local system, right? So those scenarios, you can utilize this action, wait for the file. Okay, so it will wait, I mean, it will hold your bot execution till your file will write in your particular specified folder. Okay, for example, I am drag and drop here. Okay, I'm just taking this file. Okay, imagine you are downloading a file from internet and you configure in your specific, I mean, customized folder. For example, I'm downloading some log file from internet and I'm trying to store that data in pad training folder. Okay, so I want to wait till the download is completed to proceed my bot with the further actions. Okay, so I can utilize this wait for file. It will wait till your file is created in your local system. Okay, so I will execute this now. You can see it will not move out from the fifth action. It will wait till that log CSV file should write in the particular pad training folder. Okay, it will wait till be created in the pad training folder. So I will try to create now. Now, the moment I place this, it will move for the next action. See, it's gone. Move to the next action. So we can leverage this wait for file for those scenarios. Okay. Here, because Neha.
yeah,
Okay. So let's go to the next action. I mean, this is all straightforward only. If you want to copy the file from one folder to another folder, you can leverage these actions. I will use get files in folder. Okay, so it will list out what are the files you have in the configured folder. For example, I want to get all the files in this pad training folder and also in the another subfolder, right? So I can take this path, I can keep it here, or maybe you can browse from here also in the base one. So I chosen my input folder path and I want to scan the entire subfolder also. Okay, so I can enable this. Now it will list out what are the files we have in the pad training and pad training subfolders. Okay, so it will return the list format. So you can see here, this is the list of files. We have a lot of files there, XLS, PPT, and PDF, CSV, lot of different formats, right? For example, I want to filter only the PPT, maybe the PDF document here. Okay, so how to apply the filter here? You can utilize the same action and you can apply the extension here. The file filter I want to filter here is PDF files. So I just type PDF filter here. Previously it's shown almost 19, total 20 rows. Okay, 20 files. Okay, now I'm trying to apply the filter. It should list out only the PDF files. So you can see here now it is only returning 8 files, only the PDF files. So this is how we can apply the filter on the get files in folder. Okay. So now we have the files, list of files, all the PDF files. Okay, I want to move into the separate folder. Okay, for example, I will create a PDF folder here. PDF folder here. I want to copy and copy the all PDF file from pad training, which includes a subfolder. I want to keep all the PDF file inside this new folder. Okay, this is my goal now. I will delete this PDF file now. I will show you how to create the folder in Power Automate Desktop through the action itself. Okay, so I can leverage this, create a folder. Okay, you can give the path where you want to create the new folder. Okay, so this is on the timeline. I want to create a new folder that name is PDF files. Okay, then my bot want to scan the entire folder and it should filter out only the PDF files. Now, whatever the PDF files we have, I want to move them into the new folder called PDF files. Okay, this is my code now. So to do that, I'm going to use copy files. Okay, copy files. I will place after the get files in folder action. Okay, so what are the files I want to copy? Already I have those in files variable. Okay, so let's pick that files variable. And the destination folder is this one, right? So that is new folder. So that is new folder. Just you can keep new folder alone. That is fine. If file is exist, do nothing. Okay, I mean even we are creating the new one, so we don't need to worry about this. Okay, now let's try to run and see how it works. Now let's look at the pad training folder. There is a PDF files folder is there. I will run now. First, it will create the PDF file folder there. Now we have the PDF files. Okay. Then now it will list out the all PDF files from the pad training and its subfolders PDF files, right? Now we got the all PDF files in the list format. Then I am trying to copy all these PDF files from the source, location. Then I want to move them into the new file, new folder. Okay, that is what we are trying to do here. Let's see how it works. So it is moved actually. Let's go and check that. See, we are having around eight or seven PDF files in this pad training root folder and under day 2 folder. We use the action get files in folder. Then where we apply the filter to, it will return only the PDF files. Now we have the PDF file that is a files list value. Then we leverage the copy files. Then we copy all this file and move into the new folder called PDF files. Okay. So this kind of automations, when we do the infrastructure automations, right? So it will be helpful for to handle all the artifacts whatever we having in the systems, merge and acquisition projects. So those times it will be helpful for us. So this clear, Vikas and Neha? So for clear?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now instead of copying, I want to do the proper organization of my folders. Okay, I want to keep my PDF files in separate places and a CSV in separate places. Excel is in the separate folders. Right? So I will, instead of creating the new one, I will utilize, or maybe I will create the new one for PDF file separate folder and CSV separate folder and XLS file separate folder. Okay, so I'm not going to perform the copy operations here. Instead, I will try to get the separate list for each and every item. Okay, so PDF separate items, PDF files, and for CSV separate item, CSV, and XLS separate item. Okay, so once we get the list, I want to move all these files to new folder. So I'm going to use move files. Okay, so I'm going to use PDF files and the destination folder is PDF folder. Okay, similarly for CSV and XLS. CSV file, CSV folder, likewise for XLS also. Okay, now let's see the existing folder, how it look like. Once they get executed, we will go and check back. Now it created the 3 different folders. CSV, PDF, XLS file, right? Now we have the CSV and XLS PDF in root folder, right? Now we execute the remaining actions. It got success for the PDF file. At least we go and see that. So see all the PDF files now move into the PDF files folder. Okay. So similarly, it will perform move the file sample window because I opened this file in my system. Okay, I will run this again. Okay, done. So you can see here now it is we organize the complete folder format right? We extracted the all Excel files and we moved them into the proper folder structures, right? For CSV and PDF files. Okay, so this is how you can leverage the these file package in Power BI Desktop. Okay, and delete files, rename files is again straightforward. So maybe I will quickly show that also. List in files folder and then you can delete the entire folder also. That also possible. You can delete the entire folder also using this action, or if you want to delete all the files, that also possible. Okay, so delete files. Here you can use files here. What are the output we are getting from the first actions, right? Now it will show the all these files in this format, and it will delete it. Okay. Done. Delete. Okay. So this is how it works. And the rename is similar. You can get the file to renames. Okay, so again, you can leverage the same file. So there are a lot of options we have in the rename scheme. Okay, so you can add a text, or if you want to remove some specific text on the file name, that also we can do. And if you want to do the replacement, that also we can able to do that. And if you want to do the extensions change, that also feasible. So these are the some scheme we have in the rename files actions. Okay, and also if you already files exist, you can take action. If you want to don't need to do anything, then you can use do nothing and override. Also both options we have in the file exist. Okay, so I will give only one example here. Okay, so copy as a path. You can replace text, or you can set the new name. New name is fine. I will go the new name, and pad training is my new name. Okay, for this text file. So previously it was new text document dot text. Now it will be renamed as a pad training. See, so it rename has happened, and you can see the output also. Okay, so that is all on the rename files. Okay, and the read text from file, you can drag and drop. You can configure the file, and it will give the text in string format. It's again straightforward actions only. I will quickly show that. So if you read the text file, it will read the values from the text file, and it will be stored on the file contents variable. Okay. So we are reading the values from the log text, and you can see the values in the file contents variable. So this is the value we are having that log file. Similarly, you can read CSV as well. So it will return the table instead of the text. Okay. So CSV, we will get the output in table format. So CSV table. So this is the output of read read from CSV file action. Okay. Apart from that, if you utilize this get file path, but only file path will be. I will give one example here. I will take the log files. Okay. If you pass this file path to this get file path part action, it will give this variables. What is the root path, directory, file name, no extensions, file name, extension, etc. Okay. So again, I will just run one this action. Okay. So you can see here root path, C folder, A drive, and a directory. This is the directory. The pattern in day2 folder, we have that, and file name is a log CSV, and file no extension, that is a log. It remove the CSV. So like basically, if you want to get those metadata of your file, you can use this. Okay, so get temporary file, that is mostly we won't use some any automations. You can skip that, or you can just drag and drop it. We use some temporary file. That's it. And convert file into base64. This is something you can leverage for sending the attachments to the share drive, or sorry, SharePoint OneDrive, and also if you want to pass base64 format data to HTTP integration side. So those scenarios you can leverage this. Okay. So if you want to convert the file to base64, just drag and drop and give a file path here. Okay. So if I want to convert this path training XLS, it will convert and it will give the base64 data here. Import text conversion file to base64 text file. Okay. Okay, because it is using, I'm already using that. That is what I will change the different path here. You can see here, this is the base64 format text for the particular log CSV file. So this is the base64. Okay, and then the file now converted into the base64 text. Okay. Similarly, you can convert the files to binary also. So I will take the CSV log CSV file again. It will produce the binary data format.
Any
Okay,
use
so,
case for these?
sorry,
Any use case for these
I mentioned
conversion?
right. Yeah, I mentioned right. I mean, wherever you use, you will try to upload any attachments to your SharePoint,
Yeah.
OneDrive. So those scenarios you can leverage this.
No. I'm not. I'm talking about these binary ones.
Binary only I'm saying. Binary you can utilize in the while you upload the data to the OneDrive or SharePoint, right? Those scenarios you have to convert your file to binary data. Then binary data only you have to pass to the upload attachments actions. So
Sorry, I'm clueless.
I will show you. So if you try to create some file in SharePoint, right?
Okay.
Okay, this is the connector we are using.
Yeah. Create file. Yes.
If you drag and drop,
Yeah.
here you have to pass the binary data, this file content, right?
Hmm.
So this file content, you have to pass this binary data. Example, so this is my site. I will take some library as well. Documents.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is my SharePoint. It's fine. And the share document. Share document is fine. Logs, CSV, and this is my binary data. So if you look at this, I have my file in my logs.csv, right?
Hmm.
I converted them into the binary data, right? Now I have my log CSV binary data. I want to create that file in my SharePoint folder. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm using this create file SharePoint connector action where I'm
Hmm.
mentioning my site address, folder path, and my
Hmm.
file name. I'm just passing my binary data instead of the actual file because I already
Hmm.
converted. So this accepts only the binary data.
Hmm.
Okay. So you can see here, I use that action, right? So it is created log CSV file.
I understand now. It's a good way.
Mhm.
But do you don't think so? For a robot principle,
Mhm.
a robot can create it locally and just move it, upload it to the SharePoint.
So in some scenarios, I even in my recent projects, customer
Hmm.
asked, what are the log files we have in local? I don't
Hmm.
want to sit them in local. End of the day, I want to push them into the SharePoint because if you're keeping everything in the local system, we have to
Hmm.
go back and log into the system. Then only we're able to read that log file, right? So instead
Okay.
of that,
I.
yeah, so instead of that, create a log file using this, what are the actions available in the Power Automate. End of the day, just create those files in SharePoint. So you can consume that file from anywhere, right? So so those scenarios you can utilize this.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That's good.
Okay. So this is all on the file, package. Okay. So similar way, you can do it on the folder also. So folder exists works on the similar way how we did for if file exists, right? Same way. And get files in folder, we already checked that. Already we are utilizing some of the use cases. And this is a get subfolder in a folder. If you want to get only the subfolder's name in a specific folder, you can do this. Okay, so include subfolders. So you can see that in folders. So it will return only the folders name. And create folder, delete folder, empty folder, all straightforward. You can just
Yeah,
put
that's
it in the
fine.
workspace. Yeah, you can just type the name and it will create the folder. How we did it in the files. And the move folder same way, and the rename folder also straightforward. Get special folder is something like you have to get the any something from your desktop or documents, right? Those scenarios we have to use this. So it will give kind of the actual path of particular folder. These are the special folders, like music, desktop,
Oh,
templates, etc.
so
So these are the special folders. While you selecting this, it is automatically generate the equivalent path for it. So with that path, you can utilize further for your operations.
so you mean to say when you install Windows, those folders which
Correct,
are
correct.
created for your management, that they are called special folders?
Yeah.
Never heard this way.
I mean, if I even I hear this name in from Power Automate only. But usually this is the typical name for that, I guess. So we
Yeah,
are
that's
not
what.
sure, but this is we also, when I explore this, that time only come to know, okay, these are the special. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, so this is on the folder side, and the compression is something like when you are dealing with zip files and zip files, compress and uncompress. Uh, Neha, you're able to follow me, right? She dropped off.
Yeah, I think I should drop down.
Okay. Okay, then let's continue. So compress and compress. So I want to compress some of the folders into the zip format. Okay. So those scenarios I can use as zip files. Yes, Vikas. You raise your
No,
hand.
sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. So this is the archive path. We can give some path here. Let's go with the same path training alone. Path training. I give archive path here. And these are the some files to zip. What are the files to zip? Maybe I will take this. I will give the entire folder. Okay, password I'm not going to give. Okay, so the archive path I will give pdf dot zip. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, perfect. So it got created as zip file. So PDF, if you open the PDF, we have all the files. Okay, so when you want to compress some of the folders, then you want to do the email stuff, right? Maybe you can leverage this compress zip file action in the Power Automate. And another scenario, interesting scenario is unzip files. Mainly, if you are receiving the zip folder in email, we have to store them in some local folder, and sometimes it is compressed with password as well. Okay, so those scenarios it will be helpful. So just imagine I got an email with zip file. I stored it in some my local drive. Okay, let's take the
Mm,
same zip file whatever we created now. So this
mhm,
is my file which I got from my email. I can
mm.
use the same file and you can give where you want to extract that file. So I will give same way, but I will create a new folder, extracted folder. Okay, then if you have the password, you can type it here, else no issues. Then you can click save. It will unzip your file.
Okay, so you have put up a very interesting question which I was supposed to be asking
Okay,
at the end of the class. Passwords.
okay,
So when we are done, let's go back and take this topic in general.
sure, sure, sure. So we have covered uh, file compression
Yeah,
also.
everything this, yeah.
So this is for yesterday's agenda. We are still even not started for
One
17th. Okay. So I mean, but for Excel, I will just try to cover quickly in 10 minutes max.
because we have done something previously.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday we covered the use cases, right? So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
actually
yeah.
consumes more time. But that is okay. People will understand, right, how to create. So Excel, I mean, if when we talk about Excel, we already export most of the actions using the data table itself. Okay, so that
Mhm.
is easy,
Yes,
easy
that's
only. Yeah, yeah. Files, folders. Okay, let's go back to the main. So whenever you are try to interact with Excel, you can leverage this Excel package. Very minimal. Usually we will, utilize some of the actions only by repeating, whenever you have the Excel interactions, especially launch Excel and close, save, write Excel and sort, filter. These are the very common actions we usually use. So first we will explore that. Maybe we will get into the advanced later. So when you want to open any Excel file, you just launch,
yeah.
put the launch Excel in the workspace and you can choose the option and opening the file document. Okay. So when you change this option, you will get the document path here. Okay. So it will comes with the file browse option. You can select your Excel files or you can keep them into your uh, variable also. So anything is fine. So for now, I will create a variable also quickly. So this is my Excel file name, Excel file name, and you can paste the path here. Then in the launch Excel, you can change into the variable name. You can change the variable name. So Excel file name. Okay. So if you want to see but open your Excel file and like how human do, you can make instance visible enabled. Okay. Or if you don't want to see them, you want your bot to perform that those operation in background. You can make this as a disabled. For now, I make enabled one because I want to see how bot opens my Excel. Okay. In some of the other scenarios, you have protected files, etc. You can give the passwords in advance. And again, it will give kind of instance, Excel instance. Based on this Excel instance only, we can perform remaining operations. Okay. So now we launched our Excel. So what is the next step? I want to read some data. I want to read some data from my Excel file. So how to do that? You can use read from Excel worksheet. And we have a lot of option to retrieve the data from Excel. I would prefer to go, I mean, if you're trying to read the entire data, I would prefer you go to with all available values from the worksheet. Okay. So it will retrieve the entire data table for you. Okay. Then in advanced, you can enable this. The first line range contains a column name. That means it will take the first row as a header for your data table. Now let's run this flow and see how it looked like. It is launching our Excel. You can see here one Excel firstly launched. See one Excel file. It is launched now. This is the Excel file. And once it is able to retrieve the data, you can see the data will be stored on Excel data variable. So this is our output of the particular action. You can see here whatever the data we have in the Excel, we can get it in the data table also. So this is how we have to read the data from Excel file. We extracted entire worksheet values, right? Instead of that, if you want to take any specific cell, right? So those also possible. The value of a single cell, you can mention A and the start row is 1. It will return specific data. Let's keep A2. So see, this is contains on the A2, right? So the A2, there is an introduction value. So this is my A2. This is my A2. This is the value of A2, right? So that is what it is showing in Excel data introduction. Okay, so this is another way of reading the single cell value on your Excel. And value from range of cells where you can mention the start columns to end columns, rows, etc. So it will work like this. So if you want to read from A2 to, for example, D15. So A2 to D15, right? So it will read the value from ranging from the column and rows. Okay, so it is extracted the core concepts working in the Outlook automations. So this is how we mentioned, right? D15, yeah. So it is extracted only this range values. So we have multiple ways to read the data. So based on our use case, you can leverage any one of this. Value from selection also there. If you already selected universal, for example, this is something, when you open the Excel, then if you're attaching that Excel, those scenarios will be helpful. For now, you can ignore this and value for the named cell. Directly, you can mention the cell value itself, something like this. It will show the exact, cell value in Excel data variable. So we've seen all the retrieve options here. Then we read the table now. Then what we can do next? So insert column to Excel, how we did it in data table, right? Similar way we can do it here. So uh, status, actually I want to add as the last column. I will close the existing instance. I will try to add one more column in the status that Excel file. So I inserted that, and then I want to insert the row. Then you can use this. You can mention the row index, and I will run now so that we will understand how this works. Insert column to the Excel worksheet. Can't find the column insert column to work with it. Okay, so I want to insert subtopics. Checking subtopics. It will insert the column after the subtopics. No, Excel is currently being edited. Okay, I think I have opened that instant already. That is what it is not able to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it will just add one more, insert there. It will not add any columns in that, but this is how it works. Insert column, and similarly, insert row is something like this, like how we are inserting the rows. We will right click and insert it. So this is how it works, insert rows. So apart from that, if you want to add any rows with the values, sorry, data rows, you have to go with write only. Write, where is that? Write to Excel worksheet. Okay. So here only you have to mention your values. Okay. For example, let's go with this index. How many columns we have? Advanced topics. Second. Use case and specified cell that I want to insert that in the A31. A31. Okay, so let's try to run now. So if you look at this, we have added the values here, but it took as a list, right? So if you insert from the data row, it should be goes on this, horizontal way. Okay. So this is how we have to do the insert rows in worksheet. Okay. And if you already opened some Excel file, for example, you already opened this, right? And if you want to attach this running instance, for example, I want to work with some Excel which already opened in our local system. So those scenarios, you can do this attach to the running Excel. So from there, you can do the further operations. Okay, this is on the running Excel files attachment. And if you want to save or rename the file, you can use save Excel file and save as, then you can keep it as Excel file. and training status report dot xls. Okay, this is how you can rename the file. Once you have the operation is done, then you can save as your Excel file. And if you want to insert some rows in your Excel file, for example, I want to insert some values end of this some rows. For example, it ends on the 30th index. I want to insert on the 31, right? Dynamically, how to do that? I don't know, right? I mean, each and every time I can't go and tell the bot, hey, insert on the A31. It's not the case. So those scenarios, you can use this get first free column and rows. Okay, it will show you what is the first free column, what's the first free row. Okay. Okay, so here you can see first free row is 32. First free row is 32. 32 means, I mean, it is, we have to add -1, right? 32 -1, then only we will arrive this, because here it is start from 1, but that returns, from Power Automate, it considers 0, first row is a 0. So we have to do, the actual free row -1 to arrive the exact number. And the first free column is 6th. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. We already added one blank one. That is what it is showing for 6th. But in our case, that is actually 5th one. So if you look at this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So we got 6, 6 minus 1 we have to consider. So that is how you have to take in the Power Automate desktop. So here 32 minus 1, here 6 minus 1, 5, 31. That is our first free row and column. Okay, so apart from that, if you want to apply any filter, we already seen actually also similar stuff, but slightly different. So the active sheet we can consider. The active sheet is what are the sheet we are opened or Excel sheet, that is active sheet. So here our active sheet is training plan, yeah, training plan. So this is my column name, sorry, sheet name, and where I want to apply the filter, the modules, that is the A column. Okay, so I will mention A column here. This is where I want to apply the filter, and go to the edit and click on the plus. You will see equal to what I want to apply here. I want to apply only the introduction part like this. Right, so I will take this introduction, I will put it here, and I will remove the filter here. Clear the filter. Clear the filter. Saved, closed. Now let's apply the filter from Power Automate desktop. So let's go to the Excel. You can see here now filter got applied, and it is filter only the modules equal to introduction. See here. Okay, so similarly you can apply remaining filter also. And why this insert column to Excel worksheet not works? Let's go with the another approach. Sometimes if you mention the column name in Power Automate, it will not work. Okay, so those scenarios, for example, I want to insert the new column here on the on the ETH row. Okay, that means I will mention here D here. Column is D. Insert a column to be the left of selected columns of an Excel instance. Okay, then I will, okay, that is E is fine for me. Maybe we will add one columns in the between, I guess. Okay, so I will close Excel. I will run it again. So it got executed now. Okay, let's go and see the Excel file. So Excel file. See, so whatever the column name we mentioned, insert a column to left of column D, right? Left of the column D. Previously, it should be like this, right? It should be like this. That means this is the D column. That is what we mentioned D here. It insert the one column, whatever the column index we mentioned, right? Left hand side it will insert. For example, if you want to do it on the E, let's change that. I will run this now. Okay, let's go and verify the. So now we got the new column on E, right? So this is how it works. And if you want to insert a row like this, insert a row, you can use insert row in Excel. So where is it? Insert row, right? And you can apply some color also. So set a color of cells. So I will configure this also. So where I want to apply, for example, I want to apply on C4, create a symbol for, okay. So this is where I want to apply the some color. Okay, so you can choose your color name from the drop down list. I want to take something green, so I leave the green color, and I will process and run it again. Because you are able to follow me, right?
Yes, I have one question in earlier action.
Okay. Okay. So let's complete this. Then we will stop. Today's session. Then we will take a question.
Yeah, the question is about when you created a column before our end. If I want to name that column, how we can?
That is what I mentioned. You have to put it through write to Excel only. Actually, right now, I don't have any other options.
So write to Excel.
Yeah. Write to Excel.
And the first.
See, the rename column is still not available in the Power Automate desktop. Okay. So we have dependency with the C# codes, okay, where you have to rename your Excel file, columns, etc. Still, there is a dependency on that.
Yeah, but in that case, can we not, because it's the first row is a column name, correct?
Correct. So how I am looking at this, we have the limitations. Whatever you want to do through the data table. Okay, do through the data table, because data table have a lot of options now. We can do insert the row, we can keep whatever the columns name, etc. Right? You do all the data manipulation in the data table, then you write them into the Excel file finally. Okay, so that whatever the changes you want to do, you can still do it in the data table. Finally, you are writing them into the Excel file. So in the data table, go ahead.
Because we are having this code ready, so I'm just simply saying why we can't use right, okay,
Right.
right column.
Mhm.
So right to Excel worksheet, and
Correct.
in that we can specify the specific column,
Exactly.
which will be
Yes.
0, 0, 0 and the index. So
Yeah. That also we can do, but still there are a lot of.
can we try it quickly right now below that action?
Let's try that also. So it's a right Excel worksheet.
Yeah.
And if you want to write it here, let's take the E1, right?
Hmm.
So named cell E1,
Hmm.
and here what, maybe let's keep as a status.
Yes. Then our problem should be solved.
Still rename we can't do. You can write, you can't do the rename, no? But again, you have to override only. But
Yeah.
still, the actual rename capability, we don't have it. Still, we have other, workarounds only. See, status is right.
Yeah. So this is the workaround. This is not a workaround. This is the way they want. Why we to have a more actions? In this
But
case, in this
see,
case,
the right to Excel is actually we are utilizing them for writing the data only, right?
yes,
But in other RPA tools, we have a straightforward actions to
correct, correct.
add, yeah, in the UI path and all, right? So
Mac.
people who come from that background, they try to say this is not direct mapping. So still, this is a workaround only. So there are a lot of debate
Mm,
going on in LinkedIn. So, but yeah, I mean, we can take it in either ways, whether we can mean it as a workaround or this is how the pad works. It all depends
yeah,
on who is looking
yeah,
at
yeah,
that pad. Yeah.
yeah. That's good. So yeah, so last thing very interesting is we saw even in Excel, and there is a lot of places we will be managing passwords. So a password could be Excel based password. A password could be we have 100 robots and each robo had its own password. Those
Mhm.
passwords, how we manage into RPA word at PDA level.
So, for example, you are trying to open a files dynamically and password is the standard one. Again, the recommendation is you have to create a environment variable. From environment variable, you have to keep all your credentials, password, etc. from the Azure. You have to do the integrations in environment variables also. Or other way, you can directly integrate your cloud flows with Azure Key Vault, get the secret, and you can pass to the input variables to the pad. So two ways,
Uh,
directly in cloud flows, you can create a Azure Key Vault connectors, and you can
yeah,
get the secret. You can pass it to the input variables of this pad flow, right? One way.
correct. Yeah,
Other way, create an environment variable. In the environment variable, there is a subtype called secret. You can again do
correct.
the integration with Azure Key Vault. Okay. From there, you can take your secret. Then you keep that secret is in the environment variable. Then you pass that environment value to your cloud flows. Then cloud flows pass to pad.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I know like it's
Uh,
sometimes it's
uh, uh,
frustrating when we did
no, no,
something in other.
that's
No. In other tools, it's straightforward. There is a
correct.
all inbuilt credential
Inbuilt,
vault. But
yeah,
yeah, here
he-
this is how it
we,
works.
so here we are dependent on your Azure credential word, whatever we call it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the second scenario, why we will pull out and store it into environment where why we will straight away pass through the
So Microsoft giving it two ways. Okay. So in environment variable, there is a subtype called secret. That
yes,
secret
yes,
works with CyberHub and Azure Key Vault. Okay. You can
okay,
directly integrate environment variable with Azure Key Vault. Okay. If you go with that way, there is you no need to create, any connectors in your cloud flows, then you no need to take that from out, right?
Okay.
That is what they are keeping everything. You already keeping everything in the environment variable. Then why should you keep only the secrets in Azure Key Vault? Then why you are invoking that alone in cloud flows? You keep it everything in the environment variable. So environment variable, now you have the integration with Azure Key Vault. Do that integration.
No, no, no,
Now,
no, no. No. Correct me if I'm wrong. So
mm,
Azure Key Vault is there, okay,
mm,
and there are
mm,
10 different passwords are stored, okay.
correct. Mm,
Now that Azure keyword passwords, imagine those machines are there and every 90 days it changes,
mm,
okay.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
there is one employee who maintains those keyword passwords, okay, and he
I
doesn't
got
have
you. I got you. Where are you going to say? Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, it's again, if you do the hard code, right? If you want to do the, promoting the Azure Key Vault integration with higher environments, you should not do the hard coding as well. So that
no
value
no no.
should be in the environment variable. For example, I'm having my SAP login username and password in Azure. Okay. If I
Hmm.
do the direct integration in Cloudflow, you are going to hard code that value. What is your Azure, Azure SAP username? You have to hard code it in the cloud flows, right? But for other environments, UAT, prod, that Azure name is different. You can't do the hard coding there, right? You got my point. So I have the SAP login username and password. I
Hmm.
created them in Azure Key Vault for dev separately, UAT separately, prod separately. Okay. If you're in your development, if you create the Azure Key Vault and if you get the secret, you going to use any specific Azure Key Vault name only, right? For example, you are
Hmm.
mentioning the dev username and password. You will
Hmm.
get the username and password for the dev. That is fine. Then
Hmm.
how about if you move that same code to UAT and prod? You have to change the Azure name again, right? For the dev and UAT and prod. So if you keep that name also in the environment variable, there is a direct integrations with Azure that automatically will taken care. You don't need to do any changes there. Probably like confusing, but if you open and I explain all this stuff in UI, you might
No, no,
understand.
no, no. I'm getting basically something similar. What I have done,
Okay.
something similar I have implemented at Power Apps. Now, it doesn't, your code remains the same at the time of building of the code. When the app runs or anything runs, it checks, okay, our
Mhm.
environment variable. So at the time of setting up the solution into different environment, we set up a variable. Okay, this variable now the code has moved to production. So I make that variable value prod. Now
Okay.
in the code itself, it checks if it's a prod, take this value. If it's a pre-prod, take this value. If it's a dev environment, take this value. I have
Okay.
done that way.
Okay.
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 Now
Okay.
I understand, and there is a new theory came up basically, which is very true. If your dev
Mhm.
environment and are more governed and managed by different Azure Key Vault, wherein compares to
Mhm.
production, then
Correct.
because you have to again have another variable to point to
Correct.
a right Key Vault.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. I had a customer where I worked where they have a dev and test outside their organization,
Okay.
and they have their prod and pre-prod inside their own. So totally the domain was different.
Okay. Okay.
So now that's fine.
Okay.
In, in this case, as an Excel,
Okay.
do we have some actions which directly can't go and pick the keyword information?
Uh, Not really. I mean, again, you have to pass from input variables only, or else you have the another action called get credentials. I mean, it is recently introduced. Wait a minute, I will show
Oh,
that.
I was looking for that only, get credit. Because my point is, uh, everyone just talks about initially unattended and attended. And even though when you are designing a greenfield project, there's nowhere you can straight away implement unattended robot. Correct me if I'm wrong, the way I think. You have to start with attended and then move it to unattended. Okay,
Correct. That is how we have to do. Yeah.
to get credentials. Now get credentials from where? Azure Key Vault.
CyberArk and Azure Keyword, both it supports. I mean, if you click that, it will go to the your main.powerautomate.com only. There we have to do the configurations. See, if you click that, again, it will go to main.powerautomate.com. So it is redirecting you to credentials page on Power Automate. Okay. Where you can create your credentials. Credentials. So it supports where you want to use this credential. You can mention it connections and data flows, and it supports both CyberArk and Azure Keyword. Then you can mention your username and password, right? I'm not created, but this is how we have to do. You have to mention subscription ID, resource group name, Azure Keyword details, secret name, etc. Based on that, it will do the integration. It will just fetch the data and it will pass it to the.
Okay.
But again, this is also not straightforward, right? Even they are saying, get credentials directly. You're not getting directly. Again, you have to do everything in Power Automate portal only.
Okay.
Anything else, Vikas?
No, that's fine. Thank you very much for this session.
No problem. So we explored some of the actions in Excel for next week. I mean, upcoming week use case. I will give something based on the Excel operations. Please understand all the concepts, whatever I explained in this session, and based on that, complete your use case without fail this week. Because last week I created that use case completed in yesterday session. But this week onwards, we expect everyone should complete on their own and share the code without fail before Friday evening, so that I can at least evaluate and I will try to understand if that's something they are able to pick up this concept or not.
Yeah, I'm very much fine on till this. So technically, we have done the very basics, which is variable
Correct,
management,
yeah,
variable
exactly,
management, conditions, loops. Then we have
exactly,
done file and folder management.
yeah,
Then
yeah,
we have also covered Excel management. So these are the things.
exactly,
And now
yeah.
we will be jumping to the fourth one, which is your.
Yeah, now fundamental we completed almost. So
Technically,
we are
yes.
going, yeah. So from here we have to deal with all use case based scenarios. I will come up with the problem statement and I will show you how to resolve that.
Yeah.
So maybe the next two sessions we will talk about the web automation and UI automations, and the remaining and all. It's very general topic, okay? But let's try to understand based on some use cases scenarios. So I would suggest everyone to complete their use case on weekly basis so that they can able to progress something on this training program. Else simply watching the videos and attending the session will not help anyway. We will forget very quickly until we are not practicing regularly. Just spend just 1 hour per day so that you can get your confidence also. I know because I'm not giving this instruction to you, but for others who was
No,
watching this video,
I'm
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I'm fine, and I will also try to do it. Technically,
Mhm.
one of the projects which I was trying to show it to you, which I've done many things into it. I want to
Okay.
make it working on my local machine. That was a corporate machine.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to do that one. And
Sure, sure.
these things which like password management and queue management and multiple robot management, that is my weekend area where
Okay, okay.
where I will be more picking. Now coming back to, there are a lot of actions in Excel and things. At the
Yeah,
time when you are delivering project, you might not even touch to those areas, so you just
exactly. That is what I
escape.
mentioned. We will touch
Yeah,
on only probably 10 actions again and
yeah,
again. Remaining, you will not even touch that.